Welcome back to the Omnibus Cafe, where we talk all things collected edition comic books. My name's Kevin.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brian.
And today we are going to talk about our top 5 most anticipated omnibus releases. Now, these are books that have been announced. I think most of them have been solicited, but some of them haven't, and we'll talk about that. But you guys all ready? Should we get into it?
I'm
Absolutely.
ready.
All right, so Devin, you are number 1. What's your number 5? Tell us about it.
My number 5 is the Gwenpool Omnibus. Now, obviously, I have it. I also have them in trades. The reason I want to see this one come back is because I want people to experience this character. This is a phenomenal character. She came out as a joke. People started cosplaying as her, and Marvel was like, you know what? Let's just make a book about her. Started as backstories in Howard the Duck, which are included in this omnibus. Got her own 25 issue series along with 2 specials. That's the pinnacle. Those books are the ones you want. Now everything else, you also have the where is it? You have the West Coast Avengers. That was okay. But it did introduce Jeff the Land Shark, for those of you that are interested. And then there's also the Gwenpool Strikes Back, which was a fair miniseries, about 5 issues, but it set a weird precedent because in that series, it made it so every time she shows up, she's going to be a different character. She's the same character, but she's going to be a different iteration of that character. So you could do something to her in any book, and she'll just come back as a different version of herself. So it's kind of cool. And what I like is her powers are very weird. She can step out of a comic book. She knows she's a comic book character, so she could step out of the comic book and reappear in a different panel. So if somebody's sneaking up on her, she can climb out of the comic book and be behind them.
And
That's
she's-
crazy.
I think it's a fun series. What's that?
She's Gwen from another Earth or something, or
She's Gwen her name is actually Gwen Poole,
okay,
like Poole.
right?
And everybody thinks she named herself after Deadpool. She actually can't stand Deadpool.
Gotcha. Okay.
Neither can I.
But she is
Yeah.
she's supposed to be from our Earth. And she wound up somehow in the Marvel Universe. So she knows who everybody is. She knows Miles Morales is Spider-Man. She knows that she meets Thor when it was Jane Foster.
Okay.
So she knows who Thor is.
Mhm.
And it's really funny. It starts off really funny, and the last few issues of her 25 issue series are really heartfelt.
Okay.
That's cool.
So
Yeah,
this
the
is
character definitely grows.
And you like this book. I mean, you when you did your CGC videos, which if you guys are CGC fans, go check those out. You did a bunch of Gwenpool covers. You sent those in to get
Yes, that was
clamshelled.
the I have a bunch of CGC issues of her first appearance, her first issue, things like that. But the last things I did with CGC, I sent in I did every issue of her last miniseries.
Nice.
So I'm hoping we get another miniseries out of this when the Omnibus drops, and hopefully some people pick it up.
Perfect.
yeah, hopefully so.
Well, Gwenpool in the 5 slot. Let's see. How do I click on this? There we go. All right. My number 5 is One World Under Doom. Now, I can't say a lot about this because I don't read current comic books. I gave that up years ago. I wait till they come out in collected edition. I think there's a trade paperback of this, but I just haven't read anything about it. I haven't read Ryan North's Fantastic Four, so like I'm going in blind, but I usually buy all the event omnibuses. In fact, I think the only one, Empire, is the only omnibus I didn't pick up because I heard the story was just kind of so. But a lot of people have said some really good things about this. I know this kind of ties together Blood Hunt, I think, which I also haven't read. But I love Doctor Doom, and I love, crossovers when like all the teams come together. I don't know how this is going to be mapped. I assume they're going to do the Marvel same old, where we get One World Under Doom 1 through 9, and then all the tie-ins. I would hope that there's some Avengers issues in here. Where'd they go? Avengers number 25 through 28, and then there's Fantastic Four 28 through 33. And I imagine that some of those issues mattered, and hopefully we get some of those kind of in between the event. Marvel's done that occasionally, not often. I also, let's see, the Ven Omnibus. So the Ven Omnibus came out around the same time as the King in Black one did. And King in Black had the event and all the tie-ins. But the Venom one, it's back here somewhere, was like the Venom run and then the event with some Venom issues in it. And I prefer that kind of mapping where you get more of a complete story. So it's entirely possible that I buy this, and then Marvel's like, gotcha, sucker. Here's the Ryan North Omnibus, Fantastic Four, with One World Under Doom. So who knows? Have you guys read any of this event?
I haven't read any of the event, but I read at least the first arc of Ryan North's Fantastic Four, and it seemed pretty good. So that's all I can really give you.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna pick it up. Cross my fingers that it's probably gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's my number 5.
Yeah,
Bro, I went backwards. How do I go forwards? There we go. Brian, number 5.
Okay, so my number 5 is probably considered to be an unpopular choice, but I don't care. Batman by Chip Zdarsky, Volume 2. I love this run to death. This is probably, as far as the main Batman title goes, this has probably been my favorite run since Snyder. So I'm really excited that they actually got this out already, all ready to go. So yeah, it's a really, really good story. Like some of the stuff in it. Not so much the Gotham War stuff, especially what he does to Jason, but still pretty good stuff.
You're a big Jason fan, I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then will this complete the Chip Zdarsky run? Because he left.
Yeah, so it's just the 2, and then that's it.
Yeah, DC's been killing it lately. And the thing I noticed about DC is they're killing it with Volume 2 spines matching the Volume 1 so well.
Yeah. Well, because also I think the thing that's good, too, is that it seems like they're playing them out. Like, it seems like they're working on them both at the same time. Like, I was still amazed, like, last year when they released both of those Green Lantern Vendettas within the same catalog. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. Like, both of Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the same catalog. That's insane.
Well, I've seen the rest of the slideshow, and I know that there's more Batman, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Devin, take it over. You're number 4.
All right, so this is Batgirl. It's Cassandra Cain. I had a big gap in my comic collecting. I was a big collector late 80s, early 90s, stopped late 90s, 2000s, and I got back into it around 2011, 2012. And actually, Batman Arkham Asylum game kind of got me back into it because I just started remembering things.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went back and I started looking at the old Batman stuff, because Batman was one of my favorite characters, this character started popping up, and she just seemed really cool. She's, a mute Batgirl who's basically an assassin who just decided not to be an assassin anymore. I liked that, and I'm really interested to read her stuff. I never read her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've read her in what was it?
No Man's Land?
Yes, No Man's Land and things like that going on from there. And it just seemed really cool. And so from what I understand, she's the first ever Batgirl to actually have a dedicated Batgirl title.
Nice. Is that the era that this run is from? Is kind of that No Man Land time period?
Yeah,
It's
there.
Yeah, it's basically her introduction.
Okay.
It's her introduction and then her series.
Cool.
So everyone else's number 1 is Devin's number 4.
All right. So my number 4 is, and I think this is the second reprint on here. I'm a big Daredevil fan. Late last year, early this year, I read all the Bendis stuff and the Brubaker stuff, and it blew my mind, and it made me a Daredevil fan. I don't have the Wade stuff that precedes this. Those are out of print and going for pretty hefty prices. This thing's been out of print for like 4 years and is going for like $200-300, which is crazy.
Wow.
And I'm not that much of a sucker. So I've been waiting it out, and it made the Tiger Eyes or the Omar's near mint condition reprint poll 2 years in a row. It was number 1, and Marvel finally gave it to us. I think it comes out in like February next year. I'm excited to get this just to add to the Daredevil collection.
And then is this it? Is this a volume 1 or this is just one option?
It's just the whole run. I think it's the thickest of the Daredevil Omnis. I mean, Frank Miller has 2, Anacenti has 2, so it's a pretty decent run. I mean, 28. I mean, there's 40 issues in here, so it's a thick book.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. And then would this be after Wade?
Right after Wade and right before Zdarsky.
Gotcha. All right.
So I think this one's going to
cool.
make a lot of people happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool because, I mean, Daredevil has honestly really not had many misses since the 90s. Like, pretty much everybody that's written Daredevil has done a very good job.
Yeah, as I was building my collection here over the last like 6 years, because I was a trade paperback guy before I was an omnibus guy. In fact, I didn't know what omnibuses were until COVID hit. So when I started building my collection, I had to prioritize certain things because I don't have $1 million, and the Daredevil stuff was always kind of lower priority. So I missed out on the most recent Frank Miller and Frank Miller Compendium. I didn't get Nascenti Volume 1, which is now going for like $200. Nascenti 2's out, so I might wait for like aftermarket and pick those up. But I need to get those. I need to get the Wade, the 2 Wade books, and then I'll have everything that's out currently.
Yeah, or maybe someone might sell them for a decent price on the Omnibus Cafe.
Oh, check out the Omnibus Cafe.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Brian, you're up.
All right, so my number 4 is Superman: Our Worlds at War, Volume 2. So what this would be is this would actually complete the Our Worlds at War event. This would collect the entire event because Volume 1 was basically all the build-up to it, and then Volume 2 is the actual event. And this takes place in the early 2000s during the Jeff Loeb, Joe Kelly run, like near the end of the Triangle era. Like it was still Triangle era, but we were getting near the end of it. But yeah, this is really, really good stuff. Great event, as you can see, with all the amount of like tie-ins, and really affects the whole entire DC universe in a way. Yeah, definitely excited for this one.
DC's killing it. Like I think this is year 2 of them clearly beating Marvel on the omnibus announcements and releases. It's at least year 2, because Marvel had always kicked their ass on omnibuses. And the weird thing about DC is that they had a bunch of omnibuses. Most of them were Batman, and Superman had like nearly nothing.
Yeah,
but that has changed. Like there's so many Superman omnibuses out and being announced right now. It's a really cool time.
Yeah,
to
it's
be
really
fair
like
to Marvel, though. To be fair to Marvel, they've been putting out omnibuses for well over a decade now. Yeah. So the amount of stuff that they actually printed, DC really needed to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. So they're just playing catch up right now, and Marvel's just putting out every Star Wars book they can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not the worst thing.
No, it's not. I'm happy for the Star Wars comic fans. I love the movies. The comics are all right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Devin's number 3.
All right. Legends of the Dark Knight was my favorite Batman book of the late 80s, early 90s. And The reason I love that book is because it was made to be almost like a follow-up to year one.
Yep.
It's gritty stories. The first 20 issues are 4 5-part, mini stories by really good writers and artists. And then it started doing, maybe they would do 1 issue here, 3 issues there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really good up until around the 60s, where they started to cross over with the main title, and they kind of lost that early Batman edge. But this omnibus is going to be, I think it's 1 through 38.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the prime Legends of the Dark Knight. This is definitely some really good stuff. You're going to get Prey, you're going to get Venom, Shaman. These are great stories.
Well, we'll get to talk about this one for a little bit longer, because my number 3 is also Batman Legend of the Dark Knights Volume 1.
Yes.
And everything you just said is true. And I love Batman. I've got I don't know if you can see my Batman set down here, but I was so shocked for the last 4 or 5 years that they would not put out this book, because they'll put out anything Batman. And I'm like, guys, Legends is out there and just waiting for us. I was this close to printing a custom omnibus, and you said it. It's kind of supposed to take place right after year one. Like, these are early Batman stories. And I was actually going to print year 1, and then like Brubaker's The Man Who Laughs, and then the Matt Wagner stories, which were also early Batman, and then like the first 3 or 4 Legends. Like you said, Shaman, Gothic, Prey, and Venom. Like, everyone has heard about those stories. Prey is one of my favorite Batman stories of all time. I haven't read Shaman. That was out of print for a long time. I think they finally just reprinted that, but having this in an omnibus on the shelf is going to be such a treat.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I'm excited for it just for Venom alone. And also, what I think was cool about this series at the time was that for around the time where you had so many Batman books and they were kind of like intersecting with each other, with like this around when they started doing a lot of events, this was kind of like you could get away from that and just enjoy some good Batman stories if you weren't interested in the events.
And they're dark and gritty, and that's like those are my favorite. Like, I like dark, gritty comic books. Mm-hmm. So I probably won't get Gwenpool, Devin, but this we're on the same page. This is like peak early Batman stuff, and it's just so cool that there's so much focus on his early part of his career, because you don't get that with a lot of superheroes. So they get their powers, they learn them real quick, and they're off, and they're on the Avengers team.
Yeah.
Well, and like
at least everyone gets to year 1.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Legends was that early stuff. Then maybe at some point we can get Shadow of the Bat, which is all psychological.
Yeah, Shadow of the Bat's some crazy stuff. Not to get off track here, but Nightfall can sometimes have a bad reputation, like some 90s stuff can. Like, when people say the 90s sucked, they really mean like 98 through 2000 sucked. But Nightfall is one of those books, kind of like Spider-Man Clone Saga, where it just gets a bad rap. I love Nightfall, and there's a bunch of Shadow of the Bat issues in there, and it's crazy.
Yeah. And Nightfall does get a bad rap, and honestly, go watch a couple of videos on Nightfall, and you'll see what the writers were really doing. Like, it's worth checking out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, awesome. I'm excited for this one. I'm glad. Maybe we can do a co-review on this one when it comes out.
Yeah, totally.
Perfect. All right, Brian, your number 3 is?
My number 3 is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps Volume 1. So essentially what this would be Robert Venditti Volume 3. This is his Rebirth series. This was the series that took Hal and the other 3 main Human Lanterns, John, Guy, and Kyle, all into space and had some fun space adventures. This was a really, really great series.
Is there would there be a volume 2, or is this kind of his ending?
There will be a volume 2. This is volume 1.
All right, cool.
Oh, it is.
But
nice.
Went for about like 50 issues.
Oh, I see it down there. Volume 1. So he was on the title. He was writing Green Lantern for a long time.
Yeah, he was writing Green Lantern. He was the guy that had to follow Johns. So God
Oh
help him.
wow.
Yeah, and he was there, and then he was there from the second half of New 52 all the way through Rebirth. So he was there for a long time.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
There's something special to be said about when a writer and even a writer artist combo stays on a title for forever. Like I love Grant Morrison's new X-Men, and I finish it and I'm like, man, why couldn't he do 2 more years and we get one more omnibus of weird Morrison stuff? Like when someone like Vendetti can stay in a title for a long time and like really develop story arcs that pay off later, that's special.
Yeah. Also, guys, real quick, this got announced after we did the editing and planned this whole video out. But as an honorable mention, Green Lantern by Grant Morrison did just get announced. That would be an honorable mention for me.
Did that come out this morning?
It came out like a day or two ago.
Man, they're still announcing books.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC's crushing it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, honorable mention, Green Lantern by Morrison. I didn't know Morrison did some Green Lantern.
He did, yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about
it was after this stuff. He was next.
One thing about Vendetti, if you have the first omnibus for the New 52, he was actually writing Green Lantern and Exo Manowar at the exact same time.
Look at that. He's got
So
it right
it's like
next to
two
him.
kind of different. It's like two space operas at the same time, basically.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Devin, you're number 2.
Okay, so Blood Hunt, kind of like you with One World Under Doom. I'd never read it, but I like vampires. It's got the Avengers. It's got Midnight Suns, and I've heard a few good reviews on it, which non-spoilers reviews, basic overviews. Been something I've been looking forward to reading for a while, and as soon as I heard it announced, I was like, it's gonna come out. It's a Jed McKay book. It's gonna come out in an omnibus, because at that time when he started writing this, I think they put out like 3 Jed McKay omnibuses at the same time almost.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for the omnibus, and finally came out. And supposedly this leads directly into the Doom book.
Yep. Yeah. Something happens in this one. I don't know. Something happens in this one that kind of sets up One World Under Doom. So I didn't add this one to my list, and I don't know if I'm going to buy this one because remember when Marvel, the rumor was that they quit oversized hardcovers, but occasionally a oversized hardcover would come out. I got the R-rated OHC of Blood Hunt.
The Red Band.
Red Band, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Is there any Ghost Rider in there for Brian? There's got to be Ghost Rider.
I think there is.
There should be. Or at least I hope there is.
There's a crap load of tie-ins in this book.
Yeah.
When did this come out?
When does this come out, or when did the issues come out?
When was this event? Like, when did it come out?
Oh man, Blood Hunt was at least 3 years ago.
2 years ago? I mean, I don't think there was a Ghost Rider book around that time, but I'm sure something like this, they probably would throw him. He's always linked with like Blade or whatever, so I'm sure he's probably in there somewhere.
Awesome. Well, Blood Hunt coming out. I'm excited to see your review of Blood Hunt.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to read that the second it comes in.
I got to click some button. My number 2, and there's a funny story around this. My number 2 is Animal Man by Jamie Delano and Steve Pugh. When the Most Wanted Omnibus poll came out for DC, like Brian, you remember this because we did a video on it.
Yeah, about
I was kicking because I in a rush filled that thing. I was like, I wasn't thinking, and Animal Man would have been in my top 3 slots, and I gave a bunch of it to Batman and some other things, and I spaced on voting for Animal Man. But I lucked out. They're printing this one. Now, there's something weird about this book. So this takes place, you get the Morrison Omnibus, which is amazing stuff. And then you get I got to cheat. Tom Veitch stuff, which is right after it and is also incredibly good. And then this picks up right after it. So, but this title went to issue 88 or 89, I think. So this omnibus is missing 10 issues. Non Jamie Delano stuff. I forget who picks up the title after him. But I'm hoping that those 10 issues, and then maybe there's some mini series or some crossover events that he was in, so we could get like what essentially a volume 4. But either way, I'm really excited for this stuff because this is when it enters the Vertigo imprint of DC,
Oh, okay.
which it wasn't. So everyone said, you know, this everyone that has read this book and I've talked to says this is way better than what came before it. So, and I love Animal Man, so I'm super excited to dig into this stuff.
Maybe they'll do something like that, Kev. Maybe they'll release like a deluxe hardcover, kind of similar to what they did with Flash, where they release Morrison stuff in between the two.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that.
Well, I was kind of thinking like, so you have the Question volume 1, and then you have the Question volume 2, and it's only got like 9 issues of the Question, and then it just has like his appearances, right? But it fills it out into a full omnibus. So maybe they'll do something like that in here.
Maybe.
But yeah, Animal Man going over to Vertigo, it has to be good. It's a day one purchase. Brian, your number 2 is?
My number 2 is Ghost Rider by Ben Percy. I love this run. This is actually the run that made me into a fan. This is basically where it started for me. And this is actually the most recent run. This came out like around 2022, 2023. And it's really good stuff. Fantastic art. And it's a one and done Omni too. It's going to be one and done, which I really like those. And yeah, it's some really good stuff. It's Johnny's back as the main writer again. And there's a lot of cool stuff in this.
Well, there's a Wolverine issue in there. And so I think he was also writing Wolverine at the time.
Well, Wolverine, yes, he was writing Wolverine at the time, but also like Wolverine may have some involvement, especially if you like both Ghost Rider and Wolverine. Certain character that debuts here, who's actually also on the what do they call it, the direct market cover.
Yeah,
certain character that's
all right.
Debut here.
Well, now I'm intrigued. I'm so happy that you got into you found your Marvel book.
Yes, I did.
That's like. And I'm going to claim it as my victory. Just everyone, if you're watching right now, I did that.
Yeah.
Now, is Johnny your favorite Ghost Rider?
Yes.
All right.
I thought Dan.
Nothing against Danny or nothing against the other guys, but yeah, it's always been like I like Johnny.
So will this be Johnny's first omnibus? Because he has no Bronze Age omnis.
No, he's got Jason Aaron.
Oh, Jason Aaron was Johnny. Okay.
Yeah, Jason Aaron was Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Actually, they're both in it. Johnny and Danny are both in that one.
Yeah, they are. I read that so long ago.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into the number 1 slot, if you like this video and you're still with us, hit that subscribe button. We're nearing 1,000 subscribers. It'd be awesome to hit that after this video comes out. But if you hit that subscribe button, you know, you'll get a bell or something that shows up when we put out new stuff. And we put out new stuff, you know, at least 3 times a week. So love to have a new subscriber because of this. And then also, we like to get our books at Panel Bound Comics. They're a friend of the channel. They're a friend of the Facebook group. And if you use our code Omnibuds for life, you get $2 off your order.
$2.
So should we start into the number 1s here?
I believe we should.
All right, here we go. Devin, and you cheated.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is the Marvel's. This is the Marvel's Indiana Jones books. The Further Adventures of Indiana Jones. They actually used their talent at the time. Like John Byrne does the first issue.
Yep.
What was it? Byrne does the writing, and he does. Oh wait, I have it right here. He does the writing and the art with Terry Austin.
Awesome.
So I mean, this isn't an omnibus, which even though the last 2 years, this has been number 1 for you know, the most wanted omnibus. But we're getting this. If this sells enough, maybe we will get a 1-volume omnibus. It's really not that long. It's like 35 issues or something like that.
Yep.
Maybe testing the waters with it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get these. And yes, Marvel, I will double dip if you get an omnibus.
You hear that?
So, but
it is weird that they chose, because this is standard size hardcover, but it is kind of like faux leather bound, and it's going to come with a belt, I think, that ties them together.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a cool addition no matter what. But hopefully we'll get an omnibus out of this. But I'm just glad to finally see these books coming out. And Indiana Jones to me has always been like the bastard son of Lucasfilm. Like the movies come out, they do usually well, except for the last 2, of course. But anyway, the first 3 movies came out, they did phenomenal business. There were hardly any toys. There were hardly any, regular comic books or anything like that. Dark Horse had some comic books, but they weren't huge. But then, you have Star Wars. Star Wars has everything.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones, really, I think I had a Micro Machine set in the 90s. That was about it. So I'm really looking forward to this.
I love the Indiana Jones. So kind of like, I was shitting on Star Wars earlier. I love the Star Wars movies. I love the Indiana Jones movies. Me and my brother grew up watching these. I just never, it's like hard for me to get into comic adaptations. But this one seems a little special. So correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they adapt the 3 movies in these books?
I'm not sure if they're in these books, but I think they did adaptions of them. But I think they were their own books.
Okay.
Like
I was like so close to pre-ordering these just out of pure curiosity.
Well, Marvel used to do adaptations of like all kinds of movies. And it would be great if we could see that too.
Yeah.
But I believe these are just like other adventures. I know.
So just furthering. So after The Last Crusade, telling more stories in that same universe.
No, actually, these ones were These ones were 1983. So after, technically, Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders.
Yep.
So this is supposed to be after Raiders.
Well, you cheated, you son of a bitch. We said omnibuses and we said 1, and you put in a heart, but we're allowing it. We're allowing it because this is special. Like you said, 2 years in a row, shocked everyone. I don't think this was on anyone's radar 2 years ago, but 2 years in a row, the #1 most requested book from the Tiger Eyes poll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also one thing I just want to mention too, I think the good news is because Devin, when you mentioned that, they kind of are like the Lucasfilm bastard child. The good news is I think they're starting to run out of Star Wars stuff to do, so I think we are going to start to get some more indie.
That's true.
We're going to get that new series by Jason Aaron, so I think its time is finally coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely looking forward to that Aaron series. I'm going to actually get the floppies on that one.
Yeah, same here.
Well, I got to say one more thing on Indiana Jones, because you said you mentioned the last 2 movies didn't do very well. It's probably another video where we debate this, but Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was a good movie. It was a good Indiana Jones movie.
I have no problem with it. When you look at Indiana Jones, as a whole, the first 3 movies were really serials from the 1930s and 40s.
Yeah.
The Crystal Skull was a late 50s, early 60s sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it like that, you go, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I remember when it came and people were like, oh my God, aliens, this is crazy. And I'm like, okay. In the last movie, he drank out of Jesus's wooden cup. So like if we're talking about how unrealistic things are.
And the Shankara
exactly,
stones, it's
he survives a nuclear bomb by jumping in a refrigerator. Like it's never been believable. It's just fun action movies. All right. My #1 is, and this one's not solicited yet. I think this might be the only one that's not solicited yet. So I don't know if that's actually the cover.
I thought Omar announced it.
He announced it, but it's not on the solicitation. So I had to just find this photo. And then the contents there are from Crushing Crisis's website.
Mhm.
So this is Wolverine. This is essentially volume 8. They stopped at volume 6, and then volume
Yes, they did.
7, they stopped with the volumes, and they just gave it a title. So the last one was called, I think, Wolverine Not Dead Yet, which I think Warren Ellis wrote some of that. So I'm a huge Wolverine fan, and I don't know if you can see it back here. Wolverine Volume 5, which essentially covers Wolverine 75 through 100 or 101. That is heavy nostalgia for me. That's when I was first buying comic books. And to date myself, I could get them at the gas station. That's where we got them. But then volume 6, I didn't pick up because I just remember it being pretty poor quality stuff. It suffered from some 90s things, and it just wasn't the greatest story. And then I also didn't get the Not Dead Yet stuff, which is, I don't know, issues 130 through 159. But I will get this stuff because this is my second phase of comic book buying. I remember getting these at the store. I think Isad Ribic did a lot of the covers. I think he did this one here. But this is really cool stuff. I think most of this is written by Frank Thierry, and it's really good Wolverine stuff.
Nice. I like the cover.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Cool
about
cover.
It would have to put the volume number in though, especially when you get that far in. It's like just do it at that point.
So the rumor is, and I don't know how true this is that they abandon the volumes once the letter pages are no longer there. Like when they stop doing letter pages, they stop. I don't know if that's true. Like if you ask me right now, I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess. So like, I don't know what they're on with Spider-Man. I think they just announced volume 7.
Yeah.
So eventually, would Spider-Man stop being a volume? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just fear of suffering sales. Like, oh, I'm not going to buy Wolverine volume 8. That's too much Wolverine.
Yeah.
I doubt that's the fact.
Is it that whole oh well, who's going to get into Spider-Man number 1005? Let's start another number 1.
Yeah. There's either a solid reason behind it or just maybe some sales ideologies. But that is my number 1 most anticipated. Brian, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. All right. My number 1 is Green Arrow, The Archer's Quest Volume 2. Yes. I'm so glad that they solicited this already and so quickly that we don't have to wait super long. We do have an issue, though. It's not the complete run.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's going to be a 3?
I don't know if there's going to be a 3 because there's another series after this that Judd Whitted writes called Green Lantern and Black Canary, which was maybe about like 15, 20 issues, somewhere around there. So maybe they'll re-release that as like a deluxe hardcover or something. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, this wouldn't like complete his run because actually what would come after this, which is important, is this will also have the road to the altar with him and Black Canary's wedding. Yeah.
This is Kevin Smith?
No, this is John Whittick.
Oh, okay. Kevin Smith was volume 1?
Kevin Smith was volume 1, yeah. Kevin Smith did the first 12 issues.
Okay. So how many issues are left in his run that are excluded?
Let me look because I actually have that trade. The wedding special. So about 15 issues, and then with Road to Altar, so that'd be about like 20 issues.
Okay, that'd be a thinner omnibus. I mean, this one's going to be a pretty thick boy at what 35, like 60, 41 issues.
Yeah, and also they include that in the Hunter Hawk series, which is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that, so that's a pretty cool, nice bonus.
Nice. Well, that there, everyone, is our top 5 most anticipated books. Again, like we said earlier, you can pre-order every single one of these from panelboundcomics.com. We've got 2 discount codes. Omnibuds for life will get you $2 off your order. And if you're buying 4 or more books and you're willing to wait for them to ship them all at once, you can use Omnibuds for life, ship it together, and you'll save 5% off your total order. What we do with our earnings from this is we do giveaways in the cafe, in the Facebook group. We've given away hundreds of dollars of gift cards. So we just like pumping it back into the community. It's fun for us.
Yeah. It's fun for us and it's fun for
Absolutely.
you guys.
Well, any
Plus,
closing comments, gentlemen?
Great site and a great service.
Just looking forward to the next group of solicitations. We can do this again.
Yeah, we should do this every year. And like Brian said, DC's announcing books as of like this morning. Maybe there's more coming tomorrow that we don't know of.
Yeah.
I
It really is
almost put Batman by Doug Mensch on there. So that would be pre-Nightfall stuff. I think there'd be at least 2 omnis of his stuff, maybe 3. I don't know.
Well, that would be
no,
would
this
that
would
be
be
would that be Batman? What, like 400 to?
No, it starts. I think
No.
his run starts in like the 380s.
Yeah,
But that would include Jason stuff.
From the 80s.
Yes, it includes the Jason stuff. And Brian, being a big Jason fan, would know that, and I assume he's going to buy that book as well.
Yep.
My favorite is when Jason gets the crowbar over the head.
Oh, that's everyone's favorite.
Well, thanks
Or
for
when he throws the pimp
tuning
off
in,
the
everybody.
roof.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We love talking collected edition comics. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next video.
Yep. See you guys.
Thanks.